sky, stars spitting through the gloom. Dionysus prowls, half human, half curse, owning the room. Those blue eyes slash like lightning, raw but fraying at the edge. They drag you into their storm, push you right to the ledge. They choke the dirt where they stride, wine bleeding like a wound. But something's clawing at their ribs, need to shift the tune. They prowl through towns where drunks collide, shouting their name in vain. Glasses raised, sloppy and loud, chasing a fleeting gain. But too much juice rots the soul. Dionysus sees the cost. The buzz and freeze can lock you up, leave you broken and lost. With tangled hair, streaked with ass, they crouch by a stagnant creek, figured how to keep the fire without letting it peak. Dionysus, Lord of the High, you ignite the wicked flame, but something's twisting in your core, calling to tame the shame. Through the haze and the madness, you're clawing for some ground. The king of losing it slows down, searching for something sound. They used to crank the darkness up, let the night eat itself alive. But now they're craving something real, a way to just survive. The ivy crowns half crumpled now, spiked with black and gold. A badge of someone who's been burned but won't stay bought and sold. Dionysus, Lord of the High, you ignite the wicked flame, but something's twisting in your core, calling to tame the shame. Through the haze and the madness, you're clawing for some ground. The king of losing it slows down, searching for something sound. The mob's still roaring, bottles crack. The night's a vicious blur. But Dionysus throws a glare, says enough, I'm done with this stir. A raw edge in their stare, they pull the chaos to a halt, showing how to taste the rush without the final fault. Their voices rough like broken glass, cutting through the dead. The wine's still sharp, but now it's clear. Don't let it do you in. Through gnarled groves and cursed streams, they carve a sharper path. Their growl is low, their touch is cold. They dodge the dens where dancers call to him. Their skins are sirens, fleeting glow, their curves a fevered lure. He takes one heart, her pussy's heat, a wound he can't endure. The air hums thick with lust and ash, the floorboards moan his name. Her ass pressed tight, he spanks it raw, but it's a hollow game. Her tits sway heavy, her clips a spark beneath his cruel caress. Yet every thrust frays his mind's thread, unraveling his mess. The walls whisper secrets, jagged and low, their voices coil and creep. His car drives deep, but the void grows wide, a time too dark to stay. He weaves through clubs where lights pulse red, that glow a fevered scar. Another dancer, her mouth